Hey everybody, Dulp666. Welcome to my December 26th DVD Blu-ray horror movie collection update. I know you guys have been waiting patiently since the beginning of the month. Got a few things to say beforehand. We got some unwrapping to do. Gonna show you guys some other stuff as well. But as you can see, we've got a large update here for the end of the year. This is the last update for the year, obviously, and another last year. Maybe not forever, but this will definitely be the last time you see me drinking on this channel for a while. So, got this Stone and Joy by 1121 unfiltered IPA. Got a 6-pack of it. Gonna finish it up before the year is out, but I figured I'd have one with you guys tonight, so cheers everybody. And it's wonderful. Unfiltered goodness. Then, you guys know I like to keep it real with the stoners as well. Cheers again, everybody. And for your viewing pleasure today, Attack of the Giant Leeches from '59. Lots of fun, cheesy stuff going on there, so pay attention. You might see some funny stuff that you've never seen before with this classic, sleazy little black and white horror film. Alright, I think that's about it. Like I said, we've got some unwrapping to do. You guys have seen these gifts here on my shelves the entire month. This is the end of the Christmas vibe, so to speak. We'll get rid of this stuff at the end of the year as well. You know, we had a big Christmas unwrapping, fun time at my parents' house, me and my wife and my sisters. But my wife's got me some stuff here that she's made me wait to share with you guys until now. So I'm going to get into it, do some unwrapping. She's just looking at me adoringly over there. It's wonderful. Alright, what do we got here? Corey Haim in Watchers, a really cool Dean Koontz adaptation that I haven't even read this book, let alone seen this. This is just a super obscure VHS that here she found while Christmas shopping. So thank you, honey. Lots more cool stuff, I imagine, coming here. Yes, I am just going to throw the wrapping paper on the ground like everyone else. Alright, what's this one here? That's awesome. Another classic obscure VHS. We've got, got a little tape there, don't want to ruin that. Got Deep Star 6. Sean Cunningham. Harry Manfredini doing the music. This is classic 80s goodness. I actually don't own this on DVD yet, but I have seen it, a few times on the internet in the past. It's a sick movie. Definitely going to be on the hunt for a DVD or Blu-ray of it, but it's super cool to have a VHS of it as now. Alright. I think that's the only VHSs. It looks like everything else is shaped a little different. Let's see what this one is. Alright. Cool little shark movie going on here. This is Frenzy, Blu-ray. Haven't heard too much about this, but I'm always down for a cool little shark movie, so we'll see how it goes. Fun stuff. Alright. This is a big one. What could it be? Got some random little stuff in here. Okay. So we've got Garden of Evil. This looks really cool. It's got Malcolm McDowell in it. Haven't really heard too much about it, but definitely was interested in it. Don't know where she found that. She knows that I love the sci-fi. So there's Supernova as well, something I've been looking for a long time. You guys will see this in another update as I talk about it again after I've watched it. And this is a very, very random little thing here. Kill Cruise. Looks really, really cheesy, whatever it is. I don't really know what this is, so it's right up my alley, though. The case is even just like falling apart. It would not have found a more loving home than with me. So gonna check out Kill Cruise, let you guys know what I think about that in one of my next updates too in the new year. But until then, there it is. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, it looks like we've got one thing left here to unwrap, and then we'll get into the actual update, start talking about some films that I have seen. It's gonna be a long one, guys. We're gonna finish the year with a bang. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So this was already, you know, I love cheesy little random pickups like that. This has got Demon House, Legacy of Evil, and Beneath the Mississippi. I haven't really heard of anything on here, but I love cheesy stuff like that, like I said. And then this right here, this is awesome. I can't find this anywhere, so it's like awesome to find it. She obviously just went out hunting and got lucky, and Teen Wolf 2, man. Really excited to have those. Been looking for them for a long time. So you hear more about all that stuff that I just unwrapped right now in my next update in the new year. So hit that subscribe button. We got lots of other cool stuff going on. Gonna wet the palette again, and we're gonna get into this update. Okay. First one we've got here, and you know what, let me clear up some room. So as I go through, we can just move along nice and seamlessly. Okay, this first one here is really, really cheesy. Honestly, in the setup, I was like, this movie is going to be horrible all the way through. As it got to the end, actually, as cheesy as it was honestly really brutal. Like, some pretty damn good practical effects going on for the most part at the end. I thought it was pretty cool. It's definitely wacky. It's kind of a weird little Get Out ripoff. Like, when did this come out? I think it may have even come out before Get Out, but I'm not totally sure about that. But very much along the same sort of lines as that film, plot-wise. Just way more cheesy, so it kind of works better in my opinion. But this was fun. No Solicitors. Alright. This one was really, really, really cheesy. I don't really know what to categorize it as. It's kind of a strange little rape revenge film, but it's also sort of slashery. I'm not really sure what to make of it, but it was alright. It was fun for what it was. Red Summer. Really cheap little thing there. Oh yeah, we got lots of cheesy stuff in this update. This one was no exception. Freshwater, alligator movie. Turns out to be kind of a weird little slasher twist at the end. This was not bad though, you know, it's definitely very low budget, but there's some decent practical effects and, you know, some funny CGI as well, so check that out if you're into cheesy films. I sure am. Alright, this one kind of was a little underwhelming and a little drawn out. I've been getting some of these Fangoria Fright Fest editions, and they seem to be all in that same vein. Like, you know, it's a cool premise typically, but just doesn't seem to execute the way a serious movie should. And this movie definitely takes itself pretty serious. So for that reason, I just, you know, I have to give it like a 5 out of 10 because it really just wasn't that great. The ending is pretty cool, but other than that, like, it's just a real slow burn, and I don't know that there's enough payoff to really grant it much more than like 5 out of 10, really. Maybe 6. It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't horrible. Alright, this one was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This is Antebellum. This movie was pretty damn good, honestly. I went into it thinking I wasn't going to really like it because, you know, the producer of Get Out and Us didn't really like those films too much. Thought that they didn't really go anywhere for the sake of anything, so it's like, this one was actually a way better effort. Made a lot more sense to me. The plot was a little more, like, it's not to say that the other plots weren't original, but this one's definitely a little more believable. Obviously, it's based in fact. There's a lot of really, really gut-wrenching realities that they're putting on camera from a really fucked up time in this nation's past. So, tread lightly, you know, trigger warning for sure. Antebellum. Alright, we'll get into some more lighthearted stuff here. Happy Death Day to You. This is a continuation of the Happy Death Day that just came out some time ago. Universal trying on the slasher outfit again. This one's way wackier than the first one. Honestly, it worked, though. I didn't think I was going to like it. The first one I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to, honestly. And I knew that they were definitely going to pull the comedy card a lot more in this film. It just worked. There were a lot of really funny moments. The kills are not bad. The plot lines, it's kind of insane, but like it's not like so bad that you just can't follow it. So there's that. Happy Death Day to you. Not bad. Okay, we got a newer Joe Dante film here. This is really like schlocky PG-13 kids horror. Not much here, really all too... It didn't have too much bite, obviously. It's charming for what it is. But, I'm not a huge fan of Gremlins, though rewatching it this year kind of made me realize that I'm a bigger fan of it than I thought. But still, you know what you're going to get with Joe Dante, so it's kind of tame, but it's fun. Alright, this is something I've been looking for a long time. Didn't ever see this as a kid because I was terrified. Even the DVD at Albertsons, I'd pick this up and look at it and say, God, I could never watch this. So... it's kind of reeking of my childhood as far as like production value and the style people were dressing and fixing themselves up in. So it's very nostalgic for me. And let's be honest here, Owen Wilson getting his head fucking lopped off is a pretty big bonus as well. So The Haunting, 1999, I believe that is. Yep, 1999. Solid remake. Alright, so it's the day after Christmas. I know you guys are wondering if I got a bunch of Christmas horror movies. I sure did. I'm going to go from, worst to best, I'd say. So this one here, Krampus the Christmas Devil. This was dreadful. Honestly, I couldn't have, I don't think there's a worse movie in this update. So, I'm going to get it out of the way, just say that this was pretty bad. I watched it all the way through, but it was just ridiculous and so incredibly low budget. Nothing tangible like plot line at all. Alright. Next up, this was also a pretty big disappointment. I love the original Inside from 2006. French Extremity is fucking awesome. I love that whole genre of horror. So of course we get an American remake here, Inside, 2017 I think this was. And oh man, it's like they just completely neutered that other movie and said, here you go. I could not be more disappointed. Like, the first movie is unrelentingly just so gory and brutal and psychologically just battering the entire time. This is not exactly a tame movie, but it falls very short of the original, so there's that. If you must check it out, Inside 2017. Here's something that was a little wackier than I thought it was going to be. Most anthologies these days, they tend to be, so Kevin Smith's Holidays, I think this is from 2014. Not a bad anthology, but not one of Kevin's best in my opinion either, so scooped it up, probably for $1 sometime back, and I've watched it a few times. It's definitely not bad, so check it out, guys. Getting into some cooler ones here, D. Wallace and Red Christmas from 2016. Interesting, strange little slasher with a lot of political tropes coming along the way there. It's kind of a strange cast. I don't know who I'm supposed to root for. I kind of want everyone to die the entire time because everyone's character is so incredibly hateful. So it was fun, cool kills, interesting plot line. Definitely not the best Christmas horror movie I picked up this year, but still pretty fun. Alright. This one was pretty damn good in my opinion. Did not see the plot developing in this direction at all, and acting was solid. Plenty of brutality, twist after twist, honestly. Better watch out. When did this come out? 2016 as well, I think. Not bad, man. You gotta check this one out for sure. This is one of the better new Christmas horror films. It's kind of a strange character study. not so much a straightforward slasher or even all that horror, you know, for the most part. Just a pretty brutal and psychological movie for sure. My cat is like stuck to some trash over here. Poor buddy. You okay? Cool. Alright, he's okay. Next one we've got here, another Christmas horror movie. This is something I've been hunting down for a long time. 1973's Silent Night, Bloody Night. It's like a weird little proto-slasher. Strange, like, character study thing as well. It's kind of dry, but it's it's right up my alley. I love these cheesy little 70s films. And honestly, there's some scenes in here that are absolutely downright creepy and strange and disturbing, so definitely worth tracking down if you're into these old films. I think it also goes by Death House. Okay. This is something really cool here. This is, we're going to get into some Blu-rays. This is the last Christmas horror film I picked up this year. This is The Dorm That Dripped Blood, aka Pranks, from 1981. This is about as classic slasher as you can get. Had a ton of fun with this. Didn't exceed expectations. You know, it seemed to just land exactly where I knew it would, and I was very pleased with what I got here. Classic little slasher, right in the golden days of that genre. So check this out if you haven't. Dorm That Dripped Blood. Alright, continuing into the Blu-rays, we've got one from this is actually from 2020, fairly new. This is The Owners. And, man, the setup for this film was actually really, really good. Plenty of brutal practical effects and kills in this at the beginning. I just feel like the plot completely gives way about just like a little more than halfway into the film, and from there I'm just begging for it to end. So I'm going to give it another watch in some time and see what I think from there. Like I said, lots to be had here. Pretty decent effort, just kind of falls short for me in the end of the film. So there it is, The Owners. You guys know I like Stephen King adaptations a lot, and you especially know that I like Stephen King affiliated anthologies. So got Cat's Eye from 1985. PG-13, so it's, you know, tame in comparison to most of his adaptations, but, you know, don't be fooled. This is still a really solid, fun flick. It's definitely a bit cheesy at times. It looks a little, you know, made for TV-ish, but I had a lot of fun with it. Can't go wrong with the 80s. Alright. Got another Blu-ray here. I hadn't really heard anything about this. I just did a Q video recently of me watching it pretty late at night. And honestly, it delivered. Very strange, pretty confusing at times. Gonna have to rewatch it and really see what I think about it. But this was Good Neighbors. This was solid. Pretty damn cool thriller. Not so much horror, but definitely a solid thriller. You guys should definitely check out Good Neighbors. Alright, one more Blu-ray here. Then we'll get back into a few more DVDs, and then we'll get into the new year in a few days, guys. Next one here, this is a steelbook that I found some time back. I've already had Afterlife for a long time, Resident Evil 4 Afterlife. And honestly, I haven't seen part 5 or 6, but I've only watched up to part 4 of this one. And I gotta say, this is definitely my least favorite in the series as of yet. We'll see what I think of 5 and 6 when I do eventually get those and watch them. But, you know, it's hard to pass up a $1 steelbook when you're at the swap meet, so there it is. Cool stuff. Alright guys, we're going to get into the last section of the update here. Let's waste no time. The Devil's Candy. What year did this come out? This came from 2017. Very strange ghost story film with a solid little metal playlist soundtrack. Definitely, you know, I wanted to believe that it was going to be a lot better, but I wouldn't say that it let me down like a lot of Scream Factory releases have. It wasn't, you know, fantastic or anything, but it was definitely a solid effort, and you gotta love, you know, if you're into metal, as cheesy as some of the tracks in the soundtrack were, there was some pretty solid ones in there as well, so check it out, The Devil's Candy. Fun film. there. Alright, we got a few science fiction ones here. Classic sci-fi. What year did this one come out? Must be from the 60s or so. The Phantom Planet. This is everything that, you know, I wouldn't even go so far as to say I'm going to review these all like separately. Really, like, you can see the titles here. We have Lady and the Monster. This is the most classic horror-oriented one. It's more of like a, you know, original Universal monster movie sort of thing. And it's only sci-fi and that, like, it's really science-y, you know, mad scientist sort of stuff. So, and then these ones are more of like exploring space. Like, there's a 5-pack in this other one here, and the films that are on that, let me get a little closer so you can try and read them there. Cosmos, War of the Planets, Assignment, Outer Space, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, which is the only film I have prior to getting this, and then what I bought it for, Warning from Space. Sick Japanese flick. So yeah, getting all these sci-fi classics, you know, into the collection. It's definitely an area that I'm a little ignorant on, so scooping more and more of them up and watching them over and over again. I'm starting to connect the dots better with that. So there's all that sci-fi goodness. Alright. Next up, from 1948, I think. I'm not super sure when this one came out, but it's The Creeper. It's like a cat monster movie. Once again, like, really classic, you know, Universal sort of monster movie feel. Just not quite as engaging, you know, not so much payoff, but definitely, you know, classic horrors. It's fun to check that out. Alright, and we got a really classic proto-slasher. This is the last film in the update. Thank you guys for being here all year since I relaunched this year. Really thankful to all the new subscribers. You guys, spread it around, spread the love, and we're going to go into the new year strong. Fuck 2020, man. So without further ado, we're going to get this last film. This is The Phantom of 42nd Street. And this is one of these really early, super early proto-slasher, sort of like, it's almost like not even horror. It's so proto-slashery, like before that was even like the imagery was established of that whole theme, you know. So it's just under an hour long, 1945. Could be a little bit dry even with that short runtime at times, and you know the soundtrack's a bit beat up, so you gotta have to really pay attention if you want to know everything that's going on. But this was totally classic. Couldn't believe I found such a random little thing. I think it is, yeah, it's Alpha Video release. I love picking up this sort of stuff. These old DVDs that Alpha Video put out sometime, you know, probably 20 years ago, a lot of these. This one's from 2004, this 16-year-old DVD. You know, you can't find these as often as you want to anymore, so really fun pickup there, Phantom of 42nd Street. So that's pretty much going to bring it to a close, guys. Got lots of stuff done today. It was a long video, I know. Thank you for sticking around. So we're going to cheers it up one last time. Cheers, guys.
Look, Dave, I know what you're thinking, but I got double large.
Wonderful. And that's going to conclude it. I know that I'm going to get a couple more videos up in the next few days before the year is out. I've got to finish up my last section of films over here. You guys have seen this whole section if you watched my overview series up until now. But I think I got 2 more episodes left to cover these shelves over here, so we'll get to episodes 6 and 7 really quickly. Yeah, maybe I even start recording one tonight. We'll see. But we're going to get those up before the end of the year as well. Maybe fit in a music update or a book update or something, and then I'm going to be trying to make more of a, you know, calendar sort of itinerary thing for the channel, and I'll make a video, you know, going further into detail about that as well soon. But until then, guys, I guess I'm going to have to say goodbye. Hope you've enjoyed Attack of the Giant Leeches up to this point. Everyone, I hope you had a lovely holiday, and let's go into the new year strong. Take care, everybody. Dope666 out.